if you're a gas safe engineer, you need to check all the boilers to make sure that they're safe. You don't have to have the boiler service, but it has to have an annual boiler check. And according to the figures, that's what we do. If you're a household owner or a landlord, all your boilers need to be checked as well. If you rent a property, it's compulsory that your gas appliance, all the appliances are checked. When it comes to the boiler, we have this chart. And as you can see, the white section here that we go across the top, if the boiler is still under guarantee, it should be somewhere around here. And when the engineer has finished doing his check-in, you need a copy of those emissions so you can see where it lands up. So as I said, the white copy's top corner are all the boilers that are under guarantee, and you need to make sure. If it's in the section over here, then the boiler will need a good service according to the boiler manufacturer's instructions. And that will be found at the back of the book or somewhere where it is, and it needs stamping by a gas safe engineer to maintain not just your guarantee, because that's compulsory, but just to make sure it's up to date and any parts that should have been replaced by the manufacturer's instructions are replaced, because we get upgrades. And if it's down here in the red section, then it definitely will be shut down, and the engineer, you need to phone Gas Safe for guidance to see what the procedure is. So I hope you enjoy these little slides, and don't forget, every engineer needs this chart to show the customer how good or bad the boiler is. Now, when it comes to how to use it, we've got full instructions exactly how it's done, and you can then relay those and check it out. So let's watch the video. Every gas boiler has to have a check for emissions and safety once a year, and done by a gas safe engineer. And this is compulsory if your boiler is under guarantee. My chart will show you whether it's good and efficient or bad and inefficient, and the engineer will then make a decision whether to give it a service in the orange sector, or in the red sector, shut it down. After the emission test has been completed, the engineer must give you a printed copy or email it to you on the spot. This is a requirement, so if you're a homeowner or a landlord, insist this is done. If the boiler is under guarantee and under 5 years old, it should be in this excellent section, the top left-hand corner in white. The orange section is simply a guide that the boiler may need some serious servicing, and the information from that is in the manufacturer's instructions, or there's a phone call to the factory for guidance. If the emissions are in the red sector, then that means that the boiler is now dangerous to either life or property, and it must be shut down immediately. A phone call to Gas Safe for guidance is required. The first part of the emission test is to check that the flue is sound. So we need to put the probe into the fresh air inlet and make sure that we've got zeros all the way down, apart from air, which should be around 20.9%. Before we can do any testing, make sure that the boiler has not been touched. The cover's on, everything is normal, and you've set the boiler to maximum burner rate, because it might have been downrated or something could be wrong. So make sure, look in the book, maximum gas rate, because we might need my app gas rate calculator to check it. Then put the probe into fresh air, so it's through the window or outside, until the reading on the analyzer stabilizes at around 20.9%. Then save it. Once the fresh air side is finished, put the cap back on and then put it into the combustion air sampling point. When those figures stabilized, save and print both copies. the fresh air test and the combustion air test. You must print that off, give it to the end user or email it to them. If you're a home owner, then ask for that to be done there and then, so they can either text you or preferably email you those figures. They are crucial so we can compare each year how the boiler is progressing and the efficiency is maintained. Before you do any emission tests, make sure that you've got the 3 apps downloaded so you can make sure that everything is as it should be. The gas rate calculator, heat loss calculator, and the gas pipe sizing calculator. It doesn't matter how old the boiler is, the most important figure that we're looking for is CO, carbon monoxide. It must be lower than 200. That's the rules. So the closer it is to that number, phone the factory for guidance. This is a perfect example of a boiler that's just 6 years of age from Worcester Bosch, top company, and as we can see the CO is 184 parts, obviously dangerously too high. And just 3 minutes later, by adjusting the gas valve, which the manufacturer told me to do, I brought it back into line, and now you can see the picture on the right. The carbon monoxide, CO, is just 84 parts. That's a result. Make sure that's what it is when you leave. It's taken me 45 years on the tools to write this book, and it's crammed full of hints and tips, how to test, how to do this, that and the other, to make sure that whatever the fault is almost certain the answer is in the yellow book. The books and laminated chart is available from our website, mrcombi.com. We've still got our special offer that if you buy both books, they're just £40, no VAT, includes postage and packing, and it's only available to UK postcodes. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I always answer everybody, and like and subscribe to our channel for more fantastic adult videos. Take care.